is going on, everybody? Chris Beard here. Welcome to day 43 of the 365 days to understand motivation. And this week we're talking about ways people become unmotivated. Now, I know we're always talking about different ways to achieve greater motivation or different mindsets. We're always talking about this, but I think it's really important that everybody should know about the things that cause us to lose motivation, so that whenever you find yourself in these situations, you can come back to these videos and be like, he was talking about that. This is one of those things. And just by having knowledge of a situation, you have so much more control over it. So today we're talking about the blame game. Now, this one is extremely dangerous. A lot of people get caught up in playing the blame game. It's just something happens, it doesn't go your way, and instead of taking responsibility for whatever part you played in it, you want to instantly blame other people because whatever happened didn't work out and you didn't get the outcome you wanted. And it's so easy. That's the problem with this one. It's dangerous and it's easy. It's so easy to put the blame on somebody else, and it's so easy to just not point the finger at yourself. Whenever we just are always pointing the finger at somebody else, it's like, we didn't get this done because you didn't put in enough time, or we should have did more time together on this, or maybe you should have worked harder, or I blame you because we didn't get the results we wanted, or it's your fault that we ended up short this month. You know, it's so dangerous whenever you just point the finger at somebody. Maybe it's true. Maybe whatever people you're working with, maybe they could have did more. Maybe they should have been more. But that's not helping you grow. That's not helping you become better when you're constantly trying to point out other people's mistakes and their problems. It's easy playing the blame game, but it's hard whenever you say, I had some blame in this as well. It was my fault to an extent here as well. I am responsible for how this came out and how this outcome came to be. It's hard because we don't like getting hurt. That's the thing. People like to defend themselves. And whenever you play the blame game, you're defending yourself by blaming other people. And that's not a solution. That doesn't help anybody. People that want to get ahead in life, they don't play the blame game because they know it doesn't do anything. It's not worth it. It doesn't make you feel good. At the end of the day, whenever something didn't work out and then you just sat there and pointed your finger at somebody, or you just pointed it at somebody behind their back and talked crap on them and just said, if it wasn't for them, or if they would have worked harder, things would have been better. Do you feel any better? Like, really, at the end of the day, did you feel any better after you said it's all their fault? Did it make you feel any better? Maybe like a tiny little bit, but ultimately you still have the same results. The outcome was still the same, whether you blame it on them or not. The result didn't change. How you handled it was poor, and what you could have done with it could have been better. So it's just, don't play the blame game. Accept that whatever happened, it happened, and you had some choice in the matter. Whether you chose to enforce your choice or not, you had a chance to change how the outcome would have came to be. Maybe you had to do a group project and you're working with a couple people. They didn't do their parts. They didn't put in the same amount of work. You could have done something. You could have brought it to someone's attention and been like, hey, I put in more work than these guys. Or you could have been like, done something. Maybe you could have motivated them to be more of a team. Maybe you could have pulled the team together. Maybe you could have been the leader that the team was needed and they were waiting for. They were waiting for somebody to stand up and nobody wanted to, and you could have been that person. But instead, nothing worked out, and at the end of the day, everybody's playing the blame game with each other because somebody didn't step up and you had that chance and you didn't take it. It's hard. It's hard going through life and not playing the blame game. Everybody plays it. Everybody at some point in their life has played the blame game, whether they want to admit it or not. It's not a fun game. It doesn't make you feel good. Maybe it gets some pent-up rage out, but that's all it's good for. Blame game doesn't help with anything. Taking responsibility, though, that is what gets you respect, and that's what helps you move forward. When you take responsibility, even if you're you had like such a small contribution to whatever happened, if it even was just like this micro little piece, if you took charge of it, like you were the biggest screw up in the group, people are going to have so much more respect for you. Or some people are going to say, no, you don't need to, it wasn't your fault that much. Some people will come forward and they'll admit their faults instead of pointing the finger at other people. Whenever you take responsibility and take action and step forward and say you didn't do your part, you give everybody else around you to step forward and say the same thing about themselves and to come forward and say, hey, I could have worked harder too. By setting the example, you are the leader of the group and you are the one that is helping everybody move forward. We're not moving back. We're not playing the blame game and making things worse and just getting off a little bit of freaking anger, and that's all you get out of it. It's not worth playing the blame game. No one gains anything out of it. Everybody loses when they play the blame game. So, take some responsibility. What happened happened because of the actions you took and the actions everybody else took. The blame game's never going to help. But taking responsibility, that'll help you move forward. That'll help you run miles ahead while everybody's sitting in the back playing the blame game, pointing their fingers at each other. But that is it today from me. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you got something out of today's video, hit the like button. Comment down below. Have you played the blame game? And are you finished with it? Is this today the very last day you will ever play the blame game? I would love to say it's the last day I'll play, but who knows? But I'll tell you something for sure. I'm going to take responsibility when I need to. So, this has been Chris Beard. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Peace out. Have a fantastic day.